Let's do that thing where we go around the table and introduce ourselves. I'm Jason. I'm the Dungeon Master. Going around the table, starting with Mandy.
Hi guys, this is Mandy and I play Clover, the lucky red dragonborn.
And Xavier.
Yo, this is Xavier and I play Zozo, the dragonborn rogue warlock.
I was not ready for the yo. I don't know why.
Trying new things.
Yo. And Ryan Haywood.
Hello, I'm your friend Ryan Haywood, and tonight, like many nights, I'll be playing your other friend Almo, the Dragonborn Wishmaster.
And Ryan Garner.
Hey everyone, I play Kriv, another Dragonborn. I think I'm a shaman. No, I'm Paladin. There we go, Paladin. I got it. I'm here.
He's pretending to be blasé.
Yeah, it's like, yeah,
He was
what
very
else?
excited
I don't
earlier.
know.
I don't know,
I
the
was
shaman.
kind of confused myself, and
With your
I'm
nipple.
I'm back.
Better never.
By the way, if you want to see Ryan's nipple, you'll have to subscribe to our Patreon. At just $1, it's a steal.
But the best part is Mandy's reaction.
It's always Mandy's
It's
reaction.
always the best
I'm
part.
still scarred. God.
Wow,
It
I
kind of
mean,
flashes behind
okay.
my eyes.
Damn.
man, what does that say about my body? I mean, just
Nothing. It literally, I could say the word spiders and she'd react the same way. It doesn't matter.
Like spiders are there.
It's spiders and nipples, or spider nipples. That would be the
Spider-
thing that
oh,
just...
there we go.
Right.
Ooh, is there a picture of spider?
Do spiders have 8
No.
nipples?
Do not Google
Don't look
that.
that up ever.
Yeah.
No.
You know what? I bet that's an anthropomorphized, search result that you don't want.
Okay, I'm gonna print it out and just mail a letter with just a picture to Mandy.
Expect it in 2 weeks.
You're supposed
Just
to
gonna
be
open
my
it up
buddy, and you're being rude, and I'm just
Send
I'm
your fan
helping
art of
you.
spider nipples to DANDR. No.
So, we have a long ways to go before you guys are at the mountain, and I think it's time that we kick things into high gear. You guys mentioned getting away from the convoy and doing your own thing. Like but it sounded like they were slowing you down a little bit. And after you got a peek at, like, the mystery's gone, after you got a peek at what they're doing, like, you don't know what it's for or where it's going or why, but
Yeah, Zozo
Suppose-
wanted to, he wanted to cut through the bandits' rest early on. Kriv managed to convince him to wait a little bit. So kind of like as soon as we can, like Zozo would probably debate in favor of cutting through, because we have the map, we have the exact location on the map too now. So
Yep.
he's getting,
You got your compass.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not using that for the mission anymore.
Yo, that's fair. That's fair.
That's serving a different
I was
purpose.
like, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Nope.
God. Yeah.
We can make that Pinocchio wish for at any time, bud.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
So are we
So I
gonna
need-
go down more and then go?
Yes.
Oh, it drew.
Well, okay, the
Okay.
safest way to do it, would be to, spend almost a week on this road south and get to Whitehedge and then start traveling west. But you guys can forge your own trail. It's, obviously the rule in Theria is if you don't follow the roads, it's usually faster but deadlier.
Yeah.
So, how much time? So, if we're trying to go all the way from Umanuro, all the way over, following the trail down, we're going to pass Altmore
Mhm.
if we keep going south. If
Yep.
we're just trying to get all the way around Bandit's Rest, just south of Altmore, we can kind of go down, follow that over, then kind of basically hit the river. We can kind of use that as a track to go over. But Aldmore is the last town for a very, very long time.
It is. Yeah. So let me do this for you guys, just to eliminate the guesswork.
Okay.
Let's say you guys are sitting there and you spend an evening really looking at the map. And Zozo's already brought up cutting through. So whoever is your cartographer or your distance manager, whoever that would be, I don't know who that would be. Clover, probably. I think Clover.
Depending on the day, yeah.
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 Yeah. It's like Flowers for Algernon. It's so sad when you think about it like that. So if you were to just follow the roads, you go all the way past Aldmore down to Whitehedge, you travel west to Lockford, or you head to Lockford, then up north and around Dragon's Reach. You're looking at 2 to 2.5 weeks of travel. And that is on foot, taking the roads, safest path, all that.
Okay.
Now, if you were to just try to skirt around Bandit's Rest and you head south just past Aldmore, you follow the road and then just dip off the road, maybe follow that river all the way up, then you're talking about a week and a half.
Okay.
And if you were to cut straight across from where you are now to that mountain in the Blistering Peaks, you're talking about a week. But there's a big old asterisk next to that.
Yeah. No,
It says
that ain't
results
worth
may
it.
vary.
Yeah.
That's not worth half a week right there.
Right.
Yeah, for half a week. Although we could split the difference. Aldmore is the shortest way across from the other side. There's a small line you can cross.
And I bet
Through
you
Bandit's
in
Rest
that
from
process,
Aldmore.
They've already calculated for that.
Yeah. But
Some dum-dums, they're going to try to take the smallest route through the forest.
Yeah, but
You
we're
know-
not dum-dums.
Big old asterisk next to that statement.
the other thing is, depending on where we cut through Bandit's Rest, we might have to cross a river twice, and there's probably not any bridges there. I don't know how deep and fast those rivers are.
It varies depending on where you hit it. I will also say there's one route that I don't think anyone's brought up, and that's taking the mountains. Like from where you are right now, taking the mountains, like that is, if you were to skirt the forest and you're not climbing the peaks of the mountains, but you're taking the rocky, like the hilly tough parts, that's probably a bit slower. It'd probably be like a week and a half, but you'd be able to cut clean over like the top of Bandit's Rest, and then that'll dump you out into Dragon's Reach. You have a dip there, and then you're just back into mountains for Blistering Peaks. That's the most direct route.
You guys are,
So
from here. This is your world.
I have a question about that. So if we wanted to take, let's say, for this argument, we eliminate every option except the 2 week-and-a-half pieces.
Yes.
We have one that kind of goes around, like south of the forest and back up, but it's
Sure.
more on paths for the most part and on different plains.
Yeah.
The other one is more on the rocky terrain. Would
Mhm.
there be one that would use up our resources, whether like food or whatever, would put a strain on that more than the other? Or
I
about the
think so. Normally, this would be a really nasty route, but 3 of you are from the Hazon Mountains, so hunting would be much easier for you. Gathering intel about terrain, pathfinding, all that stuff would be much easier for you. In a weird twist, it would actually, you'd spend more resources following the path than going through those mountains to cut through.
Okay.
Unless you guys rolled terribly. So like, I can't guarantee it, but like your odds are so much better just because like, what lives on the map. Now, I will also say, you would also know that there's some nasty critters in the mountains because, like the dragons live here. So there's all kinds of stuff. Cyclopses and stuff live here. Cycli? What's the plural of cyclops?
Cyclones.
Cyclopes.
Cyclopedies.
Cyclovers. Cyclops. Yeah. Okay. So, with all that, please, maybe we leave this up to a vote. Although there's 4 of you, this could.
My vote, right, to try to appease Zozo. I think he would be using this as like a, hey, we're using a direct route, but not in the forest. Even though it's going to take the same amount of time around. But because we are used to that type of terrain, I think I would feel the most comfortable that route.
Yeah, Zozo's perfectly fine with this solution, and like the way Kriv describes it, he falls for it too. Like, yeah. And it's gonna be a nice, change of scenery too.
Yeah.
Even though you guys, well, 3 of you guys, are used to climbing, are any of you equipped for that? Anyone got like dungeoneering packs? Pitons? I don't know what they're called.
Let's see. If
That's a
character creation considered this. I got pitons. I got
good.
rope pitons.
Oh, you're good.
Hammers.
And here's the thing. You won't need that for most of the journey. It's mostly just rocky terrain and hills, but like there will be a portion or 2 where you got to do a little climbing, Well,
Like a
shit,
rope?
guys. That's all you really need is a rope.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen Cliffhanger. Like it's yeah.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Oh.
We'll use Zozo's pits, and then I'll just hook up to that.
I will say Zozo might need some help over some of the.
I don't need help.
Okay,
I can
we're
handle myself.
definitely taking this route. Definitely taking this route.
Nobody's gonna humble me.
I need a volunteer then for the first travel die of this new venture.
Man,
What do you say, guys?
I can kick it off.
Let's do it,
Fearless
leader.
leader.
Yeah, do it.
How big you gonna go?
Yeah, how big?
200?
Hiya.
Oh, we're just doing a D20.
Oh no!
Oh! Well, let's go.
Oh,
Let's go. This is what I asked. This is what I've been longing for. Hey, it's a
Man.
Ruthamar.
I
I-
should have known.
I love.
My fucking luck.
There was 10 full minutes of careful discussion about which path would be, and then I need a travel die. Hook! Like just throwing a
right.
D20 out
all right.
there.
Let's put a spin on that, Jason. I've got 9 + 1 saved up.
That's cheating.
Okay, there you go.
I-
Had to
I-
ask.
Yeah,
How many
So-
did you give me, Ryan, by the way, last time? Was it 3?
3. Yeah.
Okay, I got 3. I'm paying you back. Take my 3s back in your pool.
All right. I'll call
Debt.
it.
My debt is over.
Anybody have inspiration?
You're the dealer.
I just know. All right, I bet you every listener out there is going, go figure.
Yeah. I mean,
This is Ryan's luck.
Well, this is good that you didn't give us time to say no. Like,
Yeah.
I know. I just
now we
That
get to
was
live
the
it.
best, but,
I just went in my head. The next thing that happened was Jason's voice going, "Give me a D20," and I just did it.
Didn't even think about it.
I just behaved.
wait. I didn't
I
say the
listened-
thing. You can't blame me.
No. I listened to the
blame you
Jason
anyway.
in my head.
I get the reasoning.
Never listen to. I don't listen to the Jason in my head. Ever.
All right. So here's the thing. Here's the important thing, guys. Another factor. We have to find out how many days into this happens too,
It's right away.
because I've got 13 days to make wishes here,
Yes.
and
Oh,
only
shit. So, how many wishes do you have left right
3
now?
more.
Already?
I think so. Well, that's
soon.
that's
Three.
what I've written down.
Yep,
yeah, that's my
it's three.
mine list too.
Damn. Let's burn through those.
I mean, the wish.
Like my life depended on it.
Yeah. Well, we can
It's,
always say you wished
uh,
for food at one point. You know, we were rationing food, and you just summoned Cosmentor and wished.
You guys got to remember, there's a price for these things. Like, there's bill's gonna come due. Anyway,
Well, it probably wasn't that high so far. Maybe for the, tattoo powers. Maybe that's a little higher.
What could it be?
So you know what we're going to do? We're going to skip 3 days in. So you guys have been making it across these mountains, and congrats, because like that's no easy feat, right? And we're going to put you right on the border here of right on the border of Bandit's Rest, right there, I'd say. Right between the H and the A of the Hazon Mountains. And there have been setbacks. There have, been monsters you've wanted to avoid. You've had a nice, you'd have a nice bit of visibility into the forest, and you'd see activity and stuff. No one, obviously things are way too far away to mess with you, but like you'll see little lookout posts and stuff like that. It's an interesting vantage point that a lot of people don't get to see. And you'll even find some bloodroot. Now, this is interesting because we've never really been on this side of it. Bloodroot, for those of you who don't know, is it's just kind of a rooted plant that grows on near the base of the Hazon Mountains. It's by itself, it's just pretty innocuous. But people found out that if you dry it and then grind it into a powder, and then snort that powder, you get an amazing high from it, and you kind of can tap into abilities and so there is a crazy black market for it, and the Red Dragonborn have put a stamp on that. It's a no-no. Don't touch it. If you touch it, it belongs to us and we'll kill you. That, like, death on sight. Now, I don't know how much that would mean to your characters, and I don't know if it means anything to Zozo.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So I wanted to just, it's like, hey, it's there. Don't know what you want to do about it.
I do have a question about that. When it comes to the effect on Red Dragonborn, does it have it, like, does it give us like a berserker's high or something with it? Like, is that why they put a stamp on it, or is it just like, no, this is our ritualistic weed, and we just don't touch it? Like,
it's definitely not a mellow thing. It's not a peace pipey type of, like, it is. There's a famous Red Dragonborn on the show that was heavily addicted to it, but one of the reasons the Red Dragonborn kind of put a stamp on it was, one, it's associated with the mountain. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, in a weird way, it's associated with the Red Dragonborn, and thus it can be blamed for, but mostly it's like taking steroids. It's cheating. It's like, oh, that's not your strength. That's borrowed power. Same reason they don't like magic for the most part. Same reason they don't, like someone like Draconis, who was a pretty powerful sorcerer, not a warrior by any means. He kind of needed that to get by, and he was loathed for that kind of thing. So yeah, it's more of a stigma, I think, attached to it.
I think if nobody goes for it quickly, Kriv would grab it.
How much of it? Because there's a decent amount here, like a bushel's worth.
Oh. I would say enough for maybe 4 or 5. Like, probably like 4 or 5 hits of it, like hits worth.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say pounds, and I'm like,
no,
shit.
No.
Okay. All right, Pablo, chill the fuck out. Like.
No, so he would take a few. I mean, because he's into the whole nature shit.
That's what everyone says who starts. It's a plant, man. It comes from nature. Like,
exactly. So he would take a few, and he's thinking that, if he prepares this throughout this next, basically the next week, a little over a week or so, if he prepares it and he has it ready to go, if this is kind of a boost but at a cost, and we need it in a pinch, it's a resource.
Olmo?
So, Almo's been around. He wouldn't have skirted a party. You know what I'm saying?
A musician, yeah, like it.
Yeah, there's a decent chance he's come across this stuff. Is there a chance he does the whole what's the name of it? Hey man, you don't want none of this.
Oh, the Dewey Cox.
Yeah.
You don't want no part of this shit.
Want
like
no
that.
part of this shit, Dewey. Yeah, Kriv.
Yeah.
That's up to you. I mean, that depends on your past experience.
Yeah.
You know, like obviously you're clean now, but like in your younger days, you know.
Yeah, I imagine that if he sees Kriv picking that, he might kind of like just twinge for a second and kind of move up to him. It's like, hey, I'm not a. That stuff will get in your head, man. It's awesome. Don't get me wrong, but
Turns all your bad feelings into good feelings.
your sex is even better.
Yeah.
But no, it's you know what? You're the leader. I'm sorry. It's just, oh boy, that's some stuff right there, and it's a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people think that it's just like fun for a party or a little shortcut for a little more energy to kind of keep going. And
Well, my thought is not for fun,
Mhm.
but for us, if it gives us this extra strength. Worst case scenario, one may help. That's
Amen.
where my
All right.
thought is.
Well, I've been off the stuff for a while, and last time I said one's good enough for me. Then I was back on it for a while again, and I got to stay off it. So,
That's fair. That's fair.
What are you two talking about? I thought you were just picking up lunch.
yep, no,
No.
You know what? I'll let you handle this one, boss. Said my piece.
Do you know this stuff? And he's gonna kind of just hold up a chunk that he's just torn from the bush.
Yeah, but Clover doesn't.
And Clover is kind of huddling behind Omo, just like, Omo, I think last time I touched that, they didn't like that very much. And just kind of
No.
They got mad when I touched it. It's the bad fruit.
Yeah.
You're saying this can make us stronger?
You'll feel stronger.
Okay.
You'll
Keep-
feel stronger. It will give us a. So we're not going to take much. We're only going to take a little bit. Throughout our journey, we're going to let it dry out. And when it's dry, we're going to grind it up and we're going to have it ready to go.
Sounds
We
good.
have a big task in front of us.
And if we run across any Dragonborn, we don't know nothing.
I don't know that thing.
There you go.
When it comes to Olmo, almost past more specifically,
Mhm.
where on the Ric Flair gauge of styling and profiling would you say he falls in terms of his drug and alcohol history?
Well, his job was more bodyguard than member of the band. So,
Sure.
he wasn't afraid to party, and he'd join a little bit, but his job was more just kind of make sure they get left alone while they were partying. Yeah, he'd try to learn a few parts or whatever, but he was the band obviously was more capable than he was of handling actual violence. His job was just to look big. So he just kind of didn't get as deep into it, but he dabbled.
Okay. Let's say that you guys took whatever you're going to take. So, okay, one more question before we move on from that. Did Zozo take any, or is...
No, he's just good move, Kriv.
Okay.
Good on you. Yeah, we'll need this. This sounds awesome.
Okay. Let's say that was 2 days ago, right? You pick up stuff and you're moving right along, right? And a total of 5 days has passed since that travel die roll. And I would say this is probably, let's say, boop, 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 6 p.m., let's say. So it's, the sun's getting pretty low in the sky, and it's been a long day of walking. And there's a bunch of times throughout your journey that you've had to hop over little chasms, or you've had to kind of work together to bridge a gap that's maybe 7, 8, 9 feet across. Like nothing massive, but it's one of those, oh god, give me a hand. You might have to hammer a piton in. I don't know, someone please correct me in the audience.
Spiky thingy.
So you might have to hammer in one of those, tie a rope to it and swing or something like that. Just it's a little slow going here and there, but you get to kind of be above at least Bandit's Rest. And I need to know who's leading the pack here.
I want to say Zozo's kind of trying to be daring and kind of trying to jump the chasms first and
Sure.
climb the fastest and stuff. Back to his old habits.
Sure. Okay. This has been a relatively flatter path. Like you've gotten to like a plateau, and it's been kind of nice, and it's just one of those days where like, okay, look, let's take advantage of it being flat now and just push ahead. Let's just go 1 more hour and just get there. I need all of you to make a dexterity saving throw, please. And it will be a high check. This is your
begins.
2.
Dex.
Okay. 13's honestly higher for Olmo than it should be.
Yeah.
15 for Clover, 7 for Zozo. That's shocking.
Huh. Am I trying to impress or prove that I'm better than someone else on this specific role? Because I got a background ability for a reroll.
And a 3 for Crip. So,
Well, that makes sense.
there's
join
nothing
me.
about here's this. There's nothing about this particular jump that is noteworthy at all. Honestly, this is like a 5-foot hop. So it's pretty flat terrain, almost a path. And there's like a little gap where like there was probably like a rock slide at one point or something. And then there's some shrubbery on the other side and stuff like that, so it looks pretty stable. You jump, and everyone but Clover go. Olmo, go ahead.
I've got all these plus ones. I've got all these plus ones.
Sure.
How many do you want me to throw in? You call it. You just tell me. Like, just blanket 5.
Here's what we'll do.
Mm-hmm.
You do have all these plus ones, and that's for showing up to premieres, and I thank you for that. Trying to get other cast members to do it. Wink, wink, hint, hint. So
come join me.
We're so here's what we'll do. If you throw in a couple for yourself, it'll be you two up there. 3 and a 7 is going to be really hard to like.
Yeah.
I think it's poetic that the cousins are back up there, unaffected.
Yeah, and Kriv and Zozo maybe have to work out their differences and like a spin-off, maybe? I don't know.
Well, we've got rope.
Well, here's the thing. This is going to be somewhat deep. Now, what happened is the other side, the shrubbery's kind of covering up a not a trapdoor, but like a loose configuration of stone. And when you landed on it, it just gave way.
Ooh.
And you're going to slide down about 10 feet, and then it's just a drop. Now, I need to see how deep the drop is. It's fairly deep. We know that. So one of you is going to be rolling to see how deep the drop is. And the other is going to be rolling to see if there's like little ledges, things like that you can bounce off of, take a little less damage, maybe grab onto, that kind of thing. So how about Zozo rolls to see how deep we are?
Yeah, I was going to suggest that.
Yeah,
I'll take that
one.
You don't want it
Ken?
like 100 feet deep? I mean, is that no confidence?
I'll try
no
not
confidence.
to. I want to take some of the burden off of your shoulders.
I appreciate it.
I want a flat D20, and we're going to multiply that by 10. So we want low rolls, baby.
Wait. So don't we want Ryan to roll this one? Then?
No, because it's going to do the opposite. Ryan doesn't roll the number; he rolls a result.
Yeah.
I roll fail. That's what I roll.
Enough talking. Oof.
Oh, it was almost a 6.
That's 160 feet, baby.
It's a mountain. It's a mountain.
It's a mountain, right? It's deep as shit. Now, okay, Ryan.
Yeah.
Now I need Kriv. Here. Now on a scale of 1 to 10, how nasty and steep is this? Like a 1? It's not very nasty and steep at all. Like it's, there's ledges to potentially grab onto, and I'll have you guys make another check. If it's a 10, this is just a straight, like just a fucking chasm. And then we got problems.
Right.
So give me a D10, baby. Low roll. We're shooting for a low roll.
Rolling.
You motherfucker. Like,
Okay, I take it back. Ryan rolls the number, not the result. No, wait, that's a 10.
yes.
Okay, no, okay, it stands. He rolls the result. No, wait, you're redeemed. He's redeemed. That's what it is.
No, he's not.
That's bad.
Wait,
It's a straight
10?
shot.
10's the bad one?
I was very clear.
Okay, I wasn't listening probably.
I was.
10.
I had it switched. I just saw 10. I thought 10 feet. I'm like, oh, okay.
Why do you think I called you a motherfucker?
I don't know.
So
Listen.
here's what's gonna happen. Oh boy. First of all, go ahead.
If Clover and Olmo made it across first, is there a chance that they could try and catch them and pull them the rest of the way over before the inevitable horrible plummet?
With those rolls, this is instantaneous. This isn't like, oops, we teetered on the edge a bit. This is 3-7, like they almost dove headfirst in.
Yeah.
So here, okay, we know it's 160 feet. That's 16 D6s, I believe, if my math is correct. But with Therian rules, we have to worry about broken legs. So let's deal with one thing first. How about that?
Yeah, still falling.
Yeah. So I'm just going to roll. Yeah, I'm just going to roll once and apply that to both of you. You both got nice full health bars, right? We've had long rests.
Well, I mean, how long is it to fall? We fall our distance in a round, right? That's 60. That's like 30 feet, 60 feet. If you do a full movement, we got at least 2 rounds of falling.
I mean, like falling is faster than
velocity.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. How much is the average Dragonborn weigh? If Zozo leaves Detroit going 50 miles an hour.
I'm just speaking by like general D&D rules. I think you fall like up to your speed, but maybe not in Theria, so that's fine too.
Look, that doesn't make any sense because you're going to fall faster than you run.
Yeah, but it's 160 feet.
I know. It's bad. So look, here's what we're going to do. I don't think this is going to kill you outright.
Are you sure?
I don't want it to. How about, okay, so Criv's got 25 max hit points.
I could challenge that. I mean, I can.
What?
I can,
Please.
No, I can challenge that. I don't think we're gonna die.
Oh. So.
Yeah, that's. Isn't it?
Do you want to do some coke on the way down? Like what? Okay, let's do this.
At this point, maybe.
So we can shave one of those d6s off because the first 10 feet are free. So it's 15. Yeah, first taste is free, then the rest is.
That's good.
Good God. Okay. Well, let's see what happens here.
Rip off
God.
that Band-Aid.
Yeah, we're gonna do something here. It doesn't. It only goes up to 8d6. I gotta type this out, guys. Hold up. Sorry.
Yeah, we got to type.
Oh man.
We learned this trick behind the scenes.
Let's see. Bless, Shield of Faith. What other things can I cast on the way down?
You can't. It's illegal.
Why is it illegal? Falling? What? Like?
I thought we didn't have time.
If I consider,
Well, you got 2 rounds. You can.
Okay, I forgot those. I'm gonna burn all my fire.
if I consider the ground evil and I cast protection from good and evil, can I?
Look,
Protection from gravity.
protection from ground. The ground is neither good nor evil. Your dice rolls are evil. If
No,
anything.
absolutely.
Here's what I'm gonna say, and this is stupid, but get ready. So this cavern does narrow eventually, right? The shaft, and it gets to a point where it's about like 12 feet around, like across. If you guys gripped each other and then tried to like do you're falling, like you're parachuting almost, and then extend your legs at the last second, you might be able to kind of. Now, keep in mind, we're still probably talking about broken limbs or something.
Sure.
Unless the damage is like, crazy. So here's what we're going to do. Right now, you're looking at 15 d6s. All I want you two to do is give me a strength save, both of you. And if both of you roll 12 or higher, I'm going to shave half of those dice off.
Okay.
Okay.
Which ones do you have, Ryan?
So I'm just picturing Kriv kind of just like going for that idea and like grasping Zozo. Zozo kind of like follows in line, like, oh shit, okay, we're doing this. Like going full plank.
Yeah, there's not a lot of time to debate, not a lot of time to think it through, that kind of thing. So, okay.
Here we go.
All right, we're going full Emperor's New Groove here.
14 for Zozo. Now, Ryan, all you gotta do is get me a 12 or higher. Listen to the words that I'm saying.
I don't have any control over this. If I had control over it, we'd be in a different scenario.
I feel like spiritually you do somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but like
You're holding yourself back.
I need to. Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna
it's like
go
the
for it.
secret. You got to put it out in the universe.
Yeah. Do you ever watch Yu-Gi-Oh? There you go.
There you
Leave it the
go.
cards.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut that in half, and just 8 d6s. Here we go. Bam.
Easy, baby.
27.
I live, bitch.
So
Unconscious.
I would say that you guys are going to fall, and remarkably, flatly, that's a 14 and a 20. So you guys are going to be able to extend. It's not going to be good or pretty or healthy. And you're going to fold in the middle instantly. So you're probably going to like, boom, slam heads, fall in the rest of the way. And you've kept yourself from dying, but that doesn't mean you're healthy and good. So right off the bat, Kriv is knocked out. Zozo, with 27 damage, how much health does that leave you?
3.
Okay.
Shit.
So holy shit. Let's flash on back up to to Clover and Almo, who have narrowly avoided this, but did avoid it. So you're looking down into this hole. It's like, this is deep.
Oh, and yeah, Clover, I think, is like, she's like, whoa, that was crazy. Did you see that? I kind of like did this slidey thing in there, and
yeah, you landed like one hand down and one hand out, like the like kind of. It was really cool.
I think we're.
Yeah.
Where'd they go?
Is it Roger? Where'd they go?
We're in the wild.
Just look down.
God, the only one who speaks Roger is down in the hole.
Yeah.
I'm not dead.
Oh. And just like, he's not dead. He's not
Now you
dead.
probably hear like, ow!
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you both alive down there? There.
No!
No.
Just instantly leave him for dead.
I am the leader now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. And he's going, and Omo is going to use a first level spell slot to cast a proper comprehend languages instead of waiting to ritual do it. And he's going to ask Roger if Roger can find him a way down that people like them could make it down easily enough with.
Roger would it's like, I'm on it, bro. And he's gonna he's gonna get ready and kind of traipse off. But to everyone else, it's you going, and he's gonna like kind of bro nod and then take off and start looking. So
Clover's just like, what was
okay.
that?
It's
Did
fine.
you-
Roger's gonna find us a way down.
well,
Not as good as Zozo can.
Oh yeah. Oh, when he does his cough thing, and
Yeah.
like he's gargling on salt water and
Yeah.
mints.
Yeah.
Mm,
Minty saltwater, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I can't climb down there. So hopefully Roger can figure it out.
it's gonna take like 15 minutes, but Roger is going to return eventually. And he's gonna kind of motion this way, tell you it's over here. And he's found a way down that does lead about most of the way through the cavern, but there's like a 50-foot drop left. And it's still kind of like, oop, careful, watch your step, because it kind of slides in a bit. And the last thing you want to do is slip and then just whoop, because even a 50-foot drop is no bueno.
Yeah, you're killing me. If you fall.
Oh yeah, if you fall, yeah.
So that's fine, because if we can get 50 feet from the bottom, there's two things that I can do. Use Healing Word, which is a 60-foot spell, and have my 50-foot rope anchored nicely.
Well, I did say it takes 15 minutes. Zozo, could you give me a perception check?
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh, 23.
That is a crit, and that is far more perceptive than you have any right being under the circumstances. But
I got dark vision. That's why.
And a concussion.
Oh,
Well,
yeah. I'm seeing things.
So Zozo's like, there's probably a moment. There's light coming in from up top, but not much, and it is definitely far off. So you trying to scream, it's probably hurting your chest. It's like, oh god, like that type of thing. And you are going to eventually crane your head around, and there is a massive dragon sitting stock still, but overhanging both you and Kriv. And you're gonna like just freeze. But out of the corner of your eye, you're going to see a second massive dragon hanging over both you and Kriv. Stock still. Seconds are going to go by. In a few more seconds. And you realize those two dragons have been very still for very long. And you're going to look and see that both dragons are attached to these large pedestals and are now that you really get a good look at them, clearly statues. And there is a huge set of double doors in between them, built into the rock with a huge chain and lock. And there's all kinds of inscriptions on the wall and stuff like that. But you have stumbled into something very interesting. What's also interesting about these two dragons is they are clearly black dragons, female black dragons.
I'm home.
Do they have boobies?
Are they the same? Are they sisters?
They are different. They're both female black dragons, but they're different.
Hello. Takes note of this. He kind of like internally he's like delighted. He's like he's even like not sure if he's hallucinating this. But then he'll crane his head over to the other side and try to find Kriv.
Yeah, Kriv's very much unconscious and very much laying in a heap. Just like, I mean, you are too, with 3 hit points. It's just like, you are conscious. That is the best you can say about your...
He'll call out to him like, Kriv, you alive?
Can I get a death saving throw for Kriv, please?
Oh shit.
20.
How does one do that in here?
It's the front page of your character sheet. If you go to that.
Under attributes?
Yeah, so it's right on the front page of your character sheet, about halfway down in the middle. It says death saves. Yeah.
You don't need a death save because you're a positive number of hit points. Okay.
I'll fix that. Hold on.
Done.
Boom. You're good.
Boom. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll tell you when you need a death save table.
Woo!
Hey!
Okay, 15. Good. That's good. So the most you'll get out of him is like he's breathing. So that's good.
Nice. Come on, Kriv. We got a mission to do. He's just trying to crawl on the ground and go check on him. Am I seriously injured?
Let's see. I hate to do this because it's but yeah, we got to roll to see if you are seriously injured because holy shit.
That was a big fall.
It really was. In the book, I think it's anything over 20 feet. You got to make sure that you aren't,
And that clears it?
It does meet that at least, yes.
Humpty Dumpty's like, these guys. Whew.
Let's see. Medicine. Here we go. Broken bones. Whether you landed poorly after a jump.
That's true.
That kind of.
Check mark number 2.
Okay. I need a D6. On a 1 or 2, you're going to suffer an injury here.
Okay. Here we go. Yeah, hey.
Okay, so nothing's broken. I'm gonna need that from Kriv too if he lives. So we're gonna come back to that. Don't worry.
Stay dead so you don't get injured.
I feel like that's a friend there. I feel like Zozo's got the body type that like it's like, oh man, you should have fallen apart, but there's something that kind of makes sense about you like not getting injured. Like you're hunched over enough, or there's something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you will be able to stand up and stuff like that. You probably some internal bleeding, something, but nothing broken.
It's good. Okay, he'll keep like crawling the cliff. Come on, Griv, get up. And if I can reach him, I'll try to assess him, and if I can, like, put him on his back or like crack his neck like a chiropractor or something. Medicine check, try to stabilize him.
Yeah, you want to jerk the neck around a lot. That's
what we do on Atheus. That's how it goes there.
Yeah, give me a medicine check. At least hopefully stabilize him. Yeah, so you will stabilize him. So he's not going to bleed. Well, he's not going to
bleed externally anymore.
Yeah. Just kind of put a finger in the hole. It's like, there you go. You're good. Meanwhile, you got Omo and Clover, and you guys are going to get down to the point where it's just a 50-foot drop, and you can kind of like peer down and like see the two of them, and they're a real good distance away. It's 50 feet is fucking scary, but still, it's a lot better than 160.
Yeah. Did he give you any of his Python's the spiky things?
No, Zozo doesn't let me touch any of his things.
Yeah, me either.
Zozo broke his fall with those.
Yeah. Ow.
I landed on these metal spikes. It's great.
Is there anything here that looks like I could tie a rope to it? Is like any outcroppings that?
Look. Yes. Will they hold your weight? Maybe
Zozos, but not.
Probably not Olmo.
Oh, you got a big hammer. You can hammer it down real good. Oh, you don't have the pitons. It's true.
That's exactly it.
Mm-hmm.
Got a Roger.
Roger.
Okay, so Clover, I can hold the rope and just kind of like lay down and kind of wrap it around me and lay down. And you could climb down and get a piton. Then you can come back up, and then we'll hammer the piton into the ground. And then we'll both climb down and heal them up and help them up. Does that sound like a good idea?
That was really long. That's a long plan.
Okay.
What do I do?
Okay.
That's where your plan falls apart.
So I'm gonna. All right, hold on. 50 feet down to the bottom. You said, right? No. Maybe, but no. He looks down. Are they right at the bottom here?
Of the 50
right from where we're at.
They're more in the center of this, but again, remember, it's not that big at the bottom, so it's like a 12-foot gap in between. So they're like 50 feet down and maybe 6 feet away from you.
Okay, so I'm not good enough at the right kind of math I would need to do to know if they're 60 feet away from me or not.
They're not.
Okay. What if I'm laying down? No. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap the rope around me a little bit, or hold on to it and lay down, and you climb down the rope.
Okay.
And
no more steps. I got that one.
Yeah, and you get the pitons from Zozo and bring them back up to
step.
Me. Okay, you climb down rope, get pitons, get to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Climb down rope. Got it.
Okay. All right, hold on.
Oh, yeah, you have to hold it.
Yeah.
So,
wait.
Give me a strength save, and it doesn't have to be a lot. As long as it's 12 or higher, you're fine.
You want Olmo to give you a strength save. Got it.
That's it. Yeah.
Bless
It's
you.
a layup.
Thank you.
Please don't.
Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my
Yay.
God, yes.
I got
Strong
you.
boy.
Yeah, you
Like-
throw Clover down and then
No.
like pull up at the last minute and just Gwen Stacy the shit out of it and just like it's fine.
Ow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Rude.
But it's so much faster, Mandy.
Fair. It's fair.
So Clover's gonna get down there, going to walk over to Zozo, reach into his bag, grab a single piton.
What?
And just be like, Zozo, is this it? And is holding up like
This
A
is holding.
dagger.
No, that this one is holding my spine
is
together.
it this one? Wait.
Yeah, take this one.
Okay. Well,
Oh God.
it's like, okay, wait, you're not dead, right?
No, of course not. You think 160 feet drop would kill me? It's just like he's got blood dripping out of his mouth.
Okay, and then just be like, I'll be back. Almo, what do I do again?
Come here. Up the rope.
Okay, got it. And
Yeah.
It's like, bup, 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 bup. Pew, 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 pew. Bounds up. the rope.
I need
Mhm.
this sounds tedious. Mandy, I need you to give me an athletics check, please.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Doesn't have to be high.
Hey, 11?
11. Okay, it is slow and sloppy, but eventually Clover does get back up to you, and
It's
then
I don't. I'm better with other things that aren't so steep. Oh, Almo, pull me.
Okay, come here. All right, I got you. You're doing great.
Mandy,
Yes.
can I get a flat D20 from you, please?
Oh
We
yeah,
need to see what skill you're good at today.
Oh, it could be Mountaineer.
the Lung King.
Yeah, wouldn't that be
Okay.
amazing? Wouldn't that be
Oh,
amazing? Well, it's
wow.
not that. But it could be something else. I don't
Sure.
know.
You don't know?
Crevasse detection.
Nature.
Oh, well, you
nature.
know.
I love nature.
Can I get a D10? We'll see what kind of nature.
3.
Are we back in marine biology again?
No, not this time. We move on to the next bit. You are an expert on bears.
Yeah.
A
Oh,
bear
man.
expert.
Their bones are made of like the heaviest material, and so they have like their own gravity and everything. Like when
It's
they
true.
get big enough, it's crazy. Yeah, it's
Right,
a lot.
They're made of
Really lots.
unobtainium.
Okay,
Oh,
it's like,
goodness.
and then brings the pitons. It's like, I don't have to climb that back again, do I? That was, that was hard.
Well, okay, so
I like stairs.
I don't have time to make stairs. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But it's okay. I'm gonna hammer this in real good, and then Roger will protect you.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you.
So let's say this is hammered in. Homo
Mhm.
makes his way down. Clover's totally welcome to go back down. Homo gets to the bottom of this, and there is an unconscious Kriv and a nearly unconscious Zozo, and a big fucking door and 2 dragon statues.
Well, I think the first thing he does is he doesn't see this door at first. Well, does he see the door? Is it obvious to anyone that's not
Yes.
half unconscious and bleeding? Okay.
Very, yeah, it sticks out.
Yeah. Oh man, boy, did you guys find something good. Have you had
Yeah.
a chance to check it out yet?
Oh, not yet.
Oh.
I was just about to.
Okay. Hey, Kriv, you doing okay? You can get up now. And that's the healing word that he'll use on Kriv.
Pat, pat, pat.
Technically,
Yeah.
these were all words.
Yep, that's exactly right. And Kriv gets
Only one of them is healing, though.
that many.
Woo! 3.
Hey,
You have just as many as Zozo now.
3,
Equal
buddy.
footing.
There we go.
Let's fight.
Again. Okay.
On the ground, just
Just
Immediately unconscious.
I would happily use another one on Zozo, but that would be my last first level spell.
He puts a hand up. Save it.
Oh, you sure?
And he like tries to stand back up. Oh, dislodges the last piece on his side. Oh, much better.
Oh, that was really in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like anyone over 40 waking up in the morning.
Yeah.
So, Kriv, like cough. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I just need a
gotta roll
D6
some.
from you to see if something's broken.
Yeah.
Just as long as you don't roll a 1 or 2, you're fine.
Well, knowing my luck, it's a 2.
5. See,
All right, I
it's
tried to
fine.
How much you do
It
about that?
changes today. That was your
Right.
at the
That was
start
the
was
last
your
one,
last
baby.
bad roll. Now it's
Okay.
all good rolls.
It's either that or I have to call a bad roll or a bad
true.
result.
Dare
for
it.
yeah.
Hey.
Triple dog dare.
Hey, cousin, did you see these doors?
And she's like slowly going down. It's like, Roger, can I step here? It's like, what? And then, oh, wait, does this have stairs in there? Is that a better way out? Because I don't.
There's a big chain, like right in front of the doors, keeping them closed. So, I don't know.
Oh, okay. And so she goes, hustles back down, and just like, okay, all right, and then comes back.
Really good at
Oh, look!
climbing down.
He's awake.
Yeah.
And then pat.
The fuck happened?
Oh, you fell in a huge ravine here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you just went straight down. You kind of were like vanished.
Right.
It was kind of like magic.
super.
Are you guys magic? Did you teleport?
Of course I'm magic. No, I didn't teleport. I fell down a hole.
Oh, you shouldn't do that.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Bad
Yeah.
idea.
I would always get pushed down holes, and it would really hurt, and I would break like a lot of bones, and then Mama would have to take care of me, and then I'd get
Zozo,
pushed
how are
down
you
another.
doing?
I can keep going. In fact, I need you three to see something. And he points behind himself. Is one of those two pointing not at himself? He's pointing at the door with the dragon statues.
I need you to look at something. Look at me.
Is one of those two statues like? Can you tell if it's a Ruthamar or not, or like two like just black dragons we don't know about? Like, do
one
we
of
know
them-
enough about a Ruthamar to know what she looks like physically, like as a statue?
Yes, one of them
Okay.
is.
Okay. Clearly, a Ruthamar. You all know that. Here's the thing. When I came here to Ilara, all I knew was stories of Gale Thorn, the last black dragon, and then suddenly this one appears, a Ruthamar. This is the first I hear of another black dragon.
But this
What?
one doesn't have boobies.
Well, neither of these do. This one is my OC. Do not steal.
You got it, big boy.
Do not steal.
You've stolen my heart.
Okay, go back.
Gotcha.
Love you.
Is that a me in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
No, I'm very happy to see you. I almost died. Okay, but
So
I don't know what this place is. This isn't. I don't assume this is Strahd's cave where Uthamar is right now. This is something else. Something locked. Something built. I don't think dragons build these themselves. Let's open it up.
Well,
If anything, it might have a staircase that's leading us out of here.
Oh, I like this plan. Okay.
Did you say there was something written across the front of it? Because I thought I heard you say that.
Oh, there's all kinds of writing. Yeah.
Can we read any of it?
well, real quick before that, Kriv's just kind of sitting down listening to this. Like all he did so far was just kind of sit up, with probably like supporting himself with one hand, kind of his hand on his gut or his leg, just one part of his body that's hurting the most. and then he's gonna try to stand up using one of like the rocks that tumble down with them as the momentum. He's gonna put his hand on Zozo's back and lay on hands pull the entire 20 to get him up. I need you in
Ooh.
fighting condition. As much as the metagamer in me would say, like, no, let's just take a long rest. Like, I don't think that's feasible in a hole.
Oh, it's a big hole.
Yeah, but still, like, we wouldn't do that.
Oh, well, here's the thing. I have had people take long rests in weirder, more dire spots, but like,
Yeah, but
I totally agree with you. Like, until you get a handle on things and stuff. So let's do that. Let's pop some hit die.
Yeah.
all right.
And I
Let's
agree,
get
like, Zozo would advocate for just, let's go. Like, not only is this super interesting, but we got the other place to go to. So, like, there's no time to lose.
Mm-hmm. So here's the big question.
Uh-huh.
How do I roll a hit die?
Wow. No.
I know it's in my document that I haven't written yet.
Ah.
I don't think I've actually ever rolled a hit die
So
here.
it's the easiest thing in the world. Go up on the opening of your character sheet there, right in the middle, all the way up top. You'll see hit points, hit die, armor class. So you're going to click on S rest, and it's going to ask you, like, oh, you want to pop that and everything. And obviously, if you hit long rest, it resets everything, and yeah, it's all automated, baby. So we're rolling some hit die. Ooh, Zozo.
Well, that.
Yeah, not great.
A 3 and a 2 so far for Zozo.
Okay.
I'm close enough to max. I'll stop here.
we go.
Hey,
Ooh, okay.
And
Kriv
let's
3
go
and
ahead
11.
And do
One more. Oh, another 3.
Yeah, let's do one more. There we go. I'm one away. I've used all
6.
my hit die.
So a 3, 11, a 3, and 6.
And forgive me, I turned into a pilot there for a second. Just.
Good.
The pilot demographic of our show is going to be pissed.
I don't know. Maybe
I don't
we
know,
got
they may love
differently
it like-
represented yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for the representation.
Maddie, you're level 5?
Yeah. I got a.
That's right, you
Ooh,
did.
that
It's
was 'cause
been
I
so long.
won a thing.
You
Trivia.
did. Oh, you
Secretly
did.
leveled up in between sessions.
That's true. But you're at full health anyway, so you're fine.
I am.
You are. So, we've had a chance. An hour, let's say. And eventually Roger's going to make it down here. And you're going to see that Roger found a way down here that did not involve falling whatsoever. So, the cool thing is, if you wanted to leave right now, you could. Roger found a way.
Good boy. What a good boy.
But I don't think that's in the cards.
No.
We can take some
No,
chalk.
no.
We can mark the path.
Yeah.
Come back to it later.
I mean,
Roger will remember.
yeah, like, it's some of you speak of Inferno, like, he's yeah.
You're good buds. Just because, like, Kriv healed him last time, just before the short rest, Zozo kind of, like, he felt better already. So resting kind of, like, takes half an hour to do it, and then the other half hour he gets, like, impatient a little bit, starts spacing around, and he starts checking out the door, and, like,
Oh,
there were inscriptions and stuff, and he just, like, starts looking at it.
Yeah,
Doesn't
yeah.
do anything, but, like, he's already there.
Yeah, just touching a little.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. So, give me an investigation.
I see you raise the hand.
yeah. Real quick, guys. Is anybody missing any hit points still?
Like 2, but, like, I'm taking
missing
that.
1.
That's voluntary.
We can have used Song of Rest. That's a thing that I have.
Oh, yeah.
And that'll get you an extra D6.
Well, this is
Okay.
very important. What's your song of rest?
Oh my god, I planned for everything but that.
Bodies hit the floor or something? Or like,
Oh.
or how?
Yeah.
I
Are you telling an alternative story as far as what it could have been?
You know what? We're it should not be restful, but he's playing Helter Skelter, and for some reason that makes everyone happy.
Yeah. And you know what? Thanks to that, I'm full health now.
Hey! That may or may not come in handy. We don't know.
I can picture like this little group of Dragonborn in this really cramped area, super dark, and there's just Olmo with his guitar just like playing this little riff and it echoes in this creepy cavern.
You could tell this cavern used to be larger. Like it looks like there's been a couple of cave-ins or something like that. Maybe even purposeful, because like these doors were they're probably sealed for a reason. They're probably so. If you're checking this thing out,
Yeah.
Give me an investigation.
How about
perfect.
2?
Oh man, so we'll take that crit one. I imagine Zoja just staring. It's like, but for a rip that was the back half hour. Just
looking at one specific spot.
What the common stuff that you will see without peeking into this too much is while there are very large knockers on the door, not breasts, just a beautiful rack on this door. I want it noted that Mandy was the first one. So
I was like, knockers? I was like, really? Where? Oh, god damn it.
Why more?
Like an Aruthamar statue?
I was going to say,
So
is Zozos like little compass getting jealous, or what are we talking about?
Yeah.
So there are 2 identical black dragon statues on either side. This does not look like the depictions of Ruthamar that you've seen. So there are these 2 very large handles, like it like you could reach up and grab the ring of it and like pull back, and it looks like that's how you might open the door. However, you're going to see that there is a big bolt in the center keeping the door shut. But all that is very common stuff you could see at a glance.
So the bolt is on the outside of the door.
Yeah, like it's picture there's it almost looks like you should be able to slide it, but this was affixed to stay there forever. It doesn't look like there's a way to slide it or open it. It is like welded to the door.
So Olmo is going to say to I guess Zozo, since he's the one that's kind of examining it, is like, it looks like they're trying really hard to keep something in.
Good observation, Olmo.
Oh,
I didn't even notice, but that's very interesting.
Yeah.
You want to know what's in there just as much as I do?
No, but let's find out anyway.
Yes. Okay.
Can we all hear this? Or
Yeah.
It's a tight spot. Like you'd have to be really trying to keep it secret.
Hey, how many wishes do you have left?
Oh, 3.
If this thing is hard to remove, we could just wish.
We could.
I'm not against that. I'm not against the use of a wish for that.
No,
I mean, especially if we don't use it in time, you die. So we need to use something.
Well, let's see if we can figure out how to get this off. And I mean, I've got all these hammers. Let's see if I can find a way to knock this off real quick, and we'll see about getting in. Sound good?
If we're gonna make all those noise, or all that noise? If we're
Doors.
gonna make all this this noise, do we just want to? I can't stop thinking about Nors.
Gotta love those Nors.
Yeah.
The new Domino's
Big fan.
mascot.
Big fan.
We're gonna keep making all this noise. Do we just want to use the Nogger and see if we hear anything on the other side?
That's a good idea. That's why you're in charge.
This is Xavier speaking though, but I know I rolled a 1, so Zozo does not notice. But was there some inscriptions on the door last time?
There were.
Maybe someone else notices them.
Well, I mean, you notice the inscriptions. They are in a different language for the most part.
Okay.
I don't know, man. Do any of you guys speak Draconic?
Oh, well.
Who are you? Come on.
Nah. I think that's the one thing I didn't pick.
I think you come with it.
Yeah.
Any of you Spanish guys speak Spanish? Like, just like... so the odds are heavily that side. So, like, okay, not written in common, but you're going to... This how can I put this? To a fluent speaking Draconic person or someone who speaks Draconic or is very immersed in the language, this is really well written for someone's second language, but not perfect, you know? So there's going to be like a couple of like the syntax things, like they're just not going to be quite right. So it's like, okay, so someone Draconic probably didn't write this, but like they're just real big fans of the culture, you know? But something that keeps coming up is the cult of the Black Wing. So, like, it keeps coming up, and it's a bunch of it's not a story, but it kind of comes off as a bunch of warnings. That's what it comes off as, like, do not open, phrases like more than what we bargained for and turned on us, and you know what I mean? Like, it's just like there's a reason the word cult is being used. Almost like what they're saying is past tense, if that makes sense.
So is it that there was a cult inside that's too much for what they found, or was it even too much for the cult, and the cult is saying, no, we've turned back? That's
where the syntax stuff is kind of, it's like the old Twilight Zone to serve man. It's like, it's really tough to parse out. It's like, wait, are you saying that the cult was too much, or it was too much for the cult? Like, the syntax stuff is making it hard to parse out. But the fact that that there are statues dedicated to a specific dragon, and like this thing was sealed shut by people, obviously, not creatures. Like, that gives you a couple of, it's like, okay, so we know that at the very least a cult made their base here. Whether they actually found a dragon or just was really fans of this specific, like that's their pinup poster, like that's their, you know what I mean? It's tough to say, but something went very wrong, and they closed up shop. Someone closed up shop.
Could we tell, like, in right, it's going to be extremely rough figures, but could we tell about how long ago this door was like put in place? Like, right, you can tell the difference between like, hey, this is a recent construction, this is a couple years old, or this is just old shit, right?
What was Clover's talent last time? Is it
Bears?
age guessing?
Bears. Just bears.
Bears. Okay.
So we know definitively bears are not responsible for this.
Yeah.
Like, it is, it's like, guys, this thing, not a
Process
bear.
of elimination.
Like,
She looked at the thing as just like, that's not a bear. Went, oh.
no.
Okay.
Can confirm, no bear.
Are any of you, I want to look to Olmo, but are any of you like trained in construction? Like, do any of you have some sort of background? I'd look to Ryan, but like, almost he wields a hammer. You know what? It's true. Also, in my head, I'm like, oh man, are people going to think that I think all Spanish people speak Spanish? I was just saying the odds of that culturally. I'm going to shut up. So like,
Yeah, no, it's not a good way for that to go.
It's good that you came back to it, though. Now it's
no, I want people to know that I'm not ignorant. It was more of a...
We got the bit.
Yeah, okay.
Don't worry.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ignorant, but you're fine. Elmo wouldn't have a specialty in construction, but he is he does have enough bard where he would know at least a little bit about most stuff.
Well,
Okay.
you
You're a
were
metal
like a blacksmith
worker
apprentice
too,
at one
right?
point, right?
That's it.
He's what's that?
You're a metal worker.
He is a metal worker. He works in metals. He's not the best at it, but he does have enough bard levels where he can, half history, half insight, half whatever.
Well, we're dealing with something that's been welded shut. So what I was saying is, should I give you advantage? And it sounds like yes. Sounds like I
Yes,
should
I
give you
think so.
advantage. Yeah, okay. Give me an investigate with advantage.
Yeah.
Investigation.
We'll drop a 13, take a 17, 18 total.
Mhm.
Yeah, you don't notice anything. No, you this looks like right off the bat. Some of this metal looks worn down.
Okay.
Like maybe either you aren't the first people to find this and like someone tried to chip away with it, or this is just it's really weathered and like something about like the moisture from the cave or something like that has been so a bit of this looks a little rusted. And if you had to put a time frame on it, you'd say that this could be as old as like 1200 years. Like if you were to put like, you're like, this is, oh man, this is like a big iron thing and it's built to last, but like it has seen better days.
But first of all, these are some amazing puddle welds, right? I can't even believe that they got these. These are good. Like there'd be some kind of air bubbles, some kind of cracking for something that looks as old as this. These are phenomenal.
This is definitely a union guy. Like this guy showed up, like he knew what he was doing.
This guy went through his apprenticeship and was like top of his class. It's clearly this guy's, but people have been messing with this. You can look at it right here. It got whacked here, got whacked here. It just got enough of a crack that moisture's been getting in here. It's starting to look weak.
This is all in Olmo's voice, right?
Yeah.
Can I say that I love Olmo's subtle shift to utter confidence in what he's talking about with this one thing? Like, it's like, oh, there's your problem. Like just right off the bat, it's like, oh shit. Like you
are competent with something. That's okay.
Oh, it's metal work. I trained in this. I'm not the best at making things. Some things. Oh man, I can make a good hammer. But this is what I trained for.
Okay.
what is a door if not several hammers glued together?
That's right. Right.
Not wrong.
Long, narrow hammers.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I'm good at, or what I have experience with. Cults who worship dragons, who bit off more than they could chew, and ended up running with their tails tucked between their legs.
That's
And
really specific.
Jumping to the occasion and benefiting from it. And he kind of like makes his katana appear in his hand. There are very, very few black dragons left in this world. If there is another one locked in here that is so powerful, we have to let it out.
Okay, I see no flaw in your logic. Ryan sees so many flaws in that.
You see, depending on what their goals are, yes. But that's a big if.
I mean, we're talking about potentially a dragon that was sealed into this mountain 1,200 years ago. That if there's not another exit, has been trapped here the whole time with no food. And I'm afraid to say that probably means if we try to break it out, he's going to be starving.
Or dead.
Whoa, hey now. Or maybe.
Just being realistic.
No, yeah, that's a good point. But he might be starving. And can you imagine, like, if there's just, like, little cracks that, like, little rats get in there, too? It's like, how hungry would a black dragon be that's only getting little rats? Put that in your dump date, kids. Well,
Oh, we get a dump date?
I got to make a new graphic, and he just gets like
too dark.
Okay, so it seems like either way we're going to want to try to get inside. So do you think this is something that we can open, or are we going to have to use more magical means?
Based on that roll, do I think that we could finish knocking that bar out?
I mean, you could wreck this. Depending, it might take a little time, but like a well-placed thwack, like, the weak spots. So,
I mean, I guess the other thing, right, is that we're not necessarily in a hurry. We're not trying to get it done in one swing. We can dedicate 30 minutes or so to trying to get it open.
It's true.
That's true.
I mean, if you're trying to be quiet, sure.
Yeah, if there's something in there that could be hungry,
no.
Maybe we use a wish. We gotta open the door silently. I don't know.
So the simple answer is, give me a little bit of room, and if you're not afraid of me making some noise, sure.
Before you do that and open the gate,
yeah,
let's hit the knocker. Keep a listen out. You make sure you grab it.
Zozo opens his Aruthmar thing. On standby. Waiting your order.
Everybody watching this stream, I want you to go back to the beginning of Ryan's sentence and watch Mandy poke her head up like a groundhog when the word knocker is spoken again. Just do it. It's like
I will.
It is exactly like that. It is amazing. Like, her survival depended on it, and I appreciate that. I've never felt closer to Mandy. That being said, I didn't hear anything you said, Ryan.
Yeah, once the word knocker hit,
Crib's gonna go over, right? He's gonna tell everyone to keep an ear out.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna put both hands out, grab the knocker.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's gonna
give it a little thwack. Okay.
Mom, he's still doing it.
Could you roll to bang the knocker, please? No. How much force are you putting in on this? Like, how much? Like, are you trying to kind of keep it a little muffled? Like, are you just?
So where Crib's mindset is at, right? Is that if almost getting ready to take his hammer and start trying to just beat the crap out of this door, right?
Sure.
To try to get it unlocked. So there's no reason to try to be muffled with it. I would rather have a really loud knock or two knocks with the gate still secured and listen to hear something. And if we hear a big growl or something, then we have another conversation to make.
I like Crib's restraint. If I had it, it definitely would have been more of a clang, 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 clang.
Give it a knock then. Let's do it. So you're just lifting back on this, kind of letting it go. And
yep.
I don't know what noise you're expecting. Probably like a big, almost like a bell, like kind of a big metallic kind of metal on metal sound. And it's more of like it's like two dumpsters colliding with each other, kind of like a big metal, like, and there's going to be bits of flaky rust that's going to come off of this, like especially around where things have been tampered with before. So there's even a decent size like chip out of so a good thwack or two with a hammer will definitely take that out. But you're also going to hear a bunch of stuff on both sides of the door, kind of like just kind of like flake away. And something that is going to fall away that you did not notice before is there is a kind of a panel that's been welded over like intense flame magic or something like that. Like they like almost boarded up a large specific bit of writing.
Oh.
So something's been censored here, basically.
Okay. Well, let's read what was redacted.
Pretty please.
Sure. You gotta pry that thing off.
Yeah, I mean, well, the first thing, right, is like, let's wait for the dust to settle.
Yeah.
See if we hear any,
Nothing on the other side of the
sort
door.
growling or anything, right? So, I mean,
No.
nothing from that. Then it's kind of like look over at Olmo, and then kind of look over at this hunk of metal, and then just kind of like a head nod to like, all right, let's pull this off.
Boing.
There we go.
I like the boing.
Yeah.
It was rubber metal. Did I not mention that?
You'd be surprised at the noises that metals will make when you whack it with the hammer.
I'm not an expert, so...
I kind of am.
So you're gonna have to kind of like get under this thing and like hammer it, but it is gonna come off because again, this is kind of like this was a little bit more haphazardly done, whereas obviously the bolt keeping the door shut was the focus, and in big draconic lettering, like there is like they picked a big kind of glorious font, basically. Like there's a lot of like embellishment and stuff, and it just says Kaizoth, like huge. Like this thing is like written here, and that sounds like a dragon name, if ever there was a dragon name.
Kaizoth.
I don't know anything about history, so I Critter would turn to the rest of the group. Does anyone know anything about Kaizoth?
I don't know anything about Elara and its dragons, but I'm willing to learn.
Is this a job interview?
If you teach me, Mrs. Robinson.
Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. There's always the chance that I picked up a story.
Yeah.
This would be a long shot, but you know what? Roll for story.
Yeah, you're the best shot
All right.
we have.
I will click the history button.
Let's do it.
All right. I'm gonna put a medium-sized amount of plus ones on this one, just because I think it'd be interesting. Is that okay?
How about we take 5 of them and say you can roll with advantage?
Oh, all right.
Economy.
Yeah, see? There you go. That's a hotel. We just made we made board game references with these. Well, let's drop that 2 and take a 17. So that's a total of 18 again. So obviously stories get handed down, and it's a game of telephone, and especially one that's at least 1,200 some odd years old at the very least. There's a lot of fireside or barstool side dragon history that gets tossed around, because these days in Elara there's only there's a handful of what you'd call great dragons, right? Fully grown, like ancient, fully developed dragons. And you can count those on one hand, and there could be more out there, but like sometimes they slumber for centuries. Sometimes they're, and a hell of a lot of them have either been hunted to extinction or just, harassed enough that they try to fly out of reach. And beyond the development of the new black and red napalm dragons that showed up a few years back, they're still super young. They're just beyond whelp, basically. So stories of a time where there were more big dragons. Of course, that's a huge topic of discussion. Black dragons specifically are interesting. Because while there were tons of male dragons, male black dragons that look a little more like salamanders, basically, like huge, winged, but didn't really fly all that much. And thus, they were a bit on the smaller side, and they were hunted to extinction. Knights back in the day used to prove themselves by, hunting them down, and female black dragons are a lot harder because they live longer, they get much larger, and thus they eventually had to fight each other for some sort of dominance to claim bits of territory, like old wrestling days. Like, it's like, okay, I get the Northeast, you come up here, I will fuck you up, that type of thing. So there's a legend of a dragon that went total Vince McMahon, that just said, fuck this territory shit. I am going to... Is this relatable to everybody? I am going to...
So far, I think I'm following you.
I'm going to gobble up this whole continent, and then maybe I'll expand after that. And that went surprisingly well for a long time, until this dragon made enough enemies that became a problem. What happened after that? It gets real fuzzy. You get different details. It's like, oh, well, man and dragon had to unite to get rid of it, that type of thing. Or you get a banding together of all colors of dragons to get rid of this one massive black dragon. And then you get some that just say, yeah, they disappeared after a while. And then, so like no one has a clear idea of what happened, but like those beginning quote unquote facts are kind of regurgitated the same way over and over again.
Do any of those legends say that Aruthamar was part of putting Kaizoth away?
Well, Aruthamar's name gets tossed in there because that is one of the only living ancient dragons. Mm-hmm. But being one of the last, like Strahd and Aruthamar, and you kind of get Forrest Gumped into situations where it's like, yeah, I totally hung out with President Kennedy, totally did, you know what I mean? Like, they kind of insert them in things. So it is a strong possibility. It's a very strong possibility just because of the age of Aruthamar and like that. Yeah, it's like, well, I can't imagine she just did nothing. Like, she probably was involved. How much, you don't know, though.
Well, he does his best to info dump as much of that to you guys as he can, saying that there's almost certainly some legend getting mixed in with others. You've probably heard parts of this, but they attributed it to other dragons, and that was wrong. But basically, Kaizoth tried to take over everything, and nobody's super entirely sure why that stopped. They think it was for those reasons that Jason told you. That he'd absolutely tell you everything.
Do it. Word for word. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Okay, guys. So here's the thing about Kaizoth, right?
I was joking. You do not have to do this. And I love dedication to a bit, and I know you'll keep going.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
But we only have so much time.
So as you go in and like you tell all this lore and stories and possible truths, myths, etc., right? Mm-hmm. You start to see like Kriv is already kind of sitting down, like licking his wounds during this entire thing. Like as you start to do this, right? And you can start to see on his face of like he's having second thoughts. Right? Because like if the legend's true, if this being is still alive, and it's just world domination. They've been trapped here for how many hundreds of years? They're not going to be happy. And we could be setting loose a calamity of...
Could be. But these are all stories heard around a mug of ale. We might actually learn what happened. And this could be great for your nation as well.
Yeah.
If you want to strike a bargain with an all-powerful dragon, yeah, we have Aruthamar, which we will get to. Don't get me wrong. But we could have 2 elder black dragons. This world lacks dragons, and we have 2 that we could free. And if it goes wrong, well, we have Aruthamar to revisit her battles of the past and take Kaizoff down again. I haven't had my blood pumping this fast in a long, long time. This is why I came here. If you want to leave and go to Aruthamar, I'll join with you guys. But I'm staying here. I want to know what's hiding in there.
Don't you worship Aruthamar?
I do.
What if
But maybe I'll worship too. I came here in the hopes of resurrecting Kael Thorn, the only black dragon I knew existed. Turned out the plan the guys had was bad. But in the middle of all of it, who shows up in the sky, blackening the continent with her wingspan? It was Aruthamar. And now, who shows up at our doorstep? Or whose doorstep do we show up to? Kaizoff. This is a coincidence, but I decide to make meaning out of this coincidence.
Fair enough. But if this ends up letting loose a black dragon that is going to terrorize the rest of the continent, it's on you.
Sure, I'll take the blame.
Okay.
Roger's gonna move over to the big piece of flat metal that was kind of welded over the over the name, and just kind of like stare at it for a bit, and then stare up at where the name is, and stare down. Just kind of like nudge.
Everyone looks at Zozo, I imagine.
Yeah. Was that Bud? What was that?
He said it's another victim of cancel culture. Turns out Roger's got a personality. He's got some hot takes. Like we're gonna get
to know him. You can't have heroes.
We're about to have to abandon a goat, guys.
Maybe it can be saved. You know, let's see what he means by that. Like, let's you know.
All right.
So what do you? Yeah, I'm asking you, Roger. Like, what do you know? What do you know about Kaizoff? How old are you? Are you like, what?
That's the question.
Yeah.
A demon, dude?
I have always been.
He doesn't even talk in Infernal anymore.
No. I'm done with this charade. Yeah, no.
I am the one your pact is bound to.
How many of those questions do you ask?
All of them.
All of them?
Like
okay.
A tornado of questions.
So just kind of spitting stuff is like, I mean, I'm 3 in Go years, but I know a thing or two about someone getting too powerful and then getting shut down. I used to belong to Farmer McGregor, and his farm got too big. And then they diversified because they couldn't handle his agriculture skills. And then I got sold to a lesser farmer.
Okay, so that was just an opinion. It wasn't, you didn't have more.
Yeah, bro, it's all opinions.
Okay,
like,
good.
it's all, you know.
Dude, you're entitled to your opinions.
Yeah, no, you should listen to my podcast. Like, I really get into the truth, like the nitty gritty. Like you,
I'll
like,
get to
especially
it. I have a long list. Yeah.
especially like the 4-H agriculture scene. Oh man, like you'll see.
Oh boy.
But it's all it's Robert's. Like you could tell he's getting into it. Like he's.
I'll tell the gang. No, don't worry. I'll tell them.
Okay.
Ask him what a podcast is. Please.
Make sure and hit that subscribe button. I mean, it really helps more than you know.
Oh, I used
So
to like
sad.
Roger.
I know.
You haven't listened to the podcast yet. Maybe it's like, we don't know.
That's true. It's good to expose yourself to different point of views.
Exactly. Also,
Roger,
buy
you got
Goat
that steak.
Force. You got to buy Goat Force. You got to support the brand. Like, that's very important.
So
What's Roger's last name?
Or is Roger even his real name?
I mean, that was his slave name. That was assigned to him. Like, he didn't, that's not his goat name.
Hey, Roger, what would you like to be called?
It's Roger in the credits.
Yeah, you're going to be credited.
Yeah, okay. Roger's fine.
Let's stick with Roger. I feel like if I go any more into this pit, we're just going to lose subscribers.
Be a Chad, right? I mean,
Look, maybe, you guys can learn from each other. This is a teachable moment. Like, it's, he doesn't have many Dragonborn friends. Like,
That's true. That's true.
all right. So while that's going on, Crib's just gonna go. Like, he's gonna move back. He's just gonna, like, all right, Omo, go ahead and knock it down, and let's get some torches ready.
Okay. And he starts swinging.
ooh, can I get an athletics check? And if you want to pop a few more points, you can do it with advantage.
He wants
That time.
He wants you to spend them all.
What? No! I want you to get the most mileage. How embarrassing would it be to swing and roll a 2?
Hey, as long as, right, we have this rule that if you get a crit 1,
Mm-hmm.
that you miss and you do like a little whirlwind twirl.
That'd be so cute.
You know
Does
what?
he hover?
Now, not only do I not have to roll with not advantage, I have to hope I get a 1. So thank you for that. Wait, if I take disadvantage, do I gain 5 points? No. Let's just move on. I'm just gonna.
How about if you roll with advantage, but also roll a 1? Ah, never mind. See, that's an 11. That's 2 1s. It's fine. Like it's a solid thwack. Yeah, let's say it takes like 2 or 3 swings, but that third one is like, and half of it's just going to that welded bit holding the metal bar is just going to give, and the weight of it's just going to just kind of like crash down. So there is now nothing but the weight of the door holding the door shut.
Omo just sits there and kind of like rolls his shoulder for a second there, looking like he's like feeling himself a little bit.
Good job,
Omo.
cousin.
Good job.
Glad to help, guys.
All right, let me show you how we open doors. And he goes to try to open it as fast as he can.
You pushing?
After the hard work's been done.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is it a push or a pull?
It's a pull.
Does he try to?
You.
I love the image of like, stand back, guys. Huh! And it's like, no, you got to pull the knocker back, and like it opens that way.
I know that.
You've conditioned me that anytime you say knocker, I look to see if maybe.
I know. I got it. The big ring. The whatever's not filthy.
The big ring.
Everything's
The big ring. Everything's
Right on
filthy.
the limit.
Big knocker.
Okay. I try to pull the door open.
Can I get an athletics check from you?
Yeah.
Maybe a team sport. We'll see.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
God damn.
23.
23 is
Wait,
pretty
you rolled
good.
acrobatics.
That is true.
That is acrobatics.
It's still a high roll.
My athletics is a +4, so it would be 22.
Okay, that's good.
Or I could re-roll. Or...
No, that's cruel.
Okay.
It's just a very flamboyant run up to get to the door. So it's going to be one of those things where you have to lean back so much, but like eventually it's kind of like lurch and then start to slide out. Everybody do me a favor, give me a perception check, baby.
Yeah, let's spelunk.
You're really strong, Zozo.
I'm motivated.
All right, let's see. We got Olmo with an 8, Zozo with a 21. Look at the hot hand.
Motivated.
You gotta make up for that one before.
Criv with a 13, Clover with a 13. So there is a blast, like a blast of stale air coming out of this. Like it was almost vacuum sealed is what it sounded like, just kind of a that type of thing. And it's this musty kind of dank, like there's something about that new dungeon smell, right? Like it's so distinctive because like so many of the same things. It's like, oh, this smells like old rusty shit, and it smells like death, and it smells like darkness, and I'm lost. That's, you know what I mean? Like that basic flavor. So that's going to hit you. And you're also hearing a bunch of stuff fall, like as he's pulling this out. And at first, it's like, oh, that's like all that rusty shit getting pulled off and everything. But when you kind of look at the gap, you're gonna notice some skeletal remains here. These are definitely, if you had to call it, I mean, you're no anthropologist, but you'd say that these are probably like human, maybe elven, but like, you know, like at best half elf. These guys were like average, like 5'8", 5'9", something like that. But there's some very interesting things on the other side of this door. There's rubbings. Like when you pull this open, you're going to notice on the inside of the door that you've pulled open, there's hundreds and hundreds of scratch marks. And then you're going to notice where the indent, the grain of it gets a little deeper and a little deeper. And if you look at these hands, the fingers are worn down to the second knuckle. Meaning either they were completely insane or desperate or whatever, but they clawed until they wore away bone before they died.
That's hardcore.
So if ever there was a buyer beware sticker on a dungeon.
Yeah.
And there are, if you had to count that, the bones have pretty much fallen, like you're going by tattered old clothing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's probably like 6-7 people here, or the remains of, you know.
Yeah. Nothing like we could identify on those clothes or some sort of.
They've almost evaporated away. Like they're so ancient.
I mean, if I had a guess, somebody had to hold the dragon in place or distract them long enough for them to seal the door. That'd be my guess who they are.
Well, they were brave. Good. He looks at one of the skeletons. Good job. You did it. And he kind of gets a little more cautious, but yeah, he stops being like the confident and just like walking in. Now he's taking in the environment and like, okay, maybe we're gonna get in trouble at some point. So more cautious, his blade forward, and he gets lower in his like more lizard position.
Hold on, let me wedge this door open really good. Just I don't like the idea of my fingers being worn down to here. So I'm just gonna find there's a boulder right over here I probably could use to just kind of wedge right underneath the door.
Okay. You can also tell Roger to keep an eye out.
I don't trust him anymore.
No.
I didn't.
Man,
No.
see? That's the problem. Guy shares one opinion, and all of a sudden...
The image you have
Look,
of Roger.
well-
I didn't share anything you said.
Well, while Zozo was opening the door, I checked out his podcast. Not a fan.
So which one did you listen to? Because there's, like, you got it. Like, he's going to give you one to listen to. You can't just pick one off.
No, it was
like,
that interview 2 weeks ago. Oof.
Oh, don't listen to that one.
No, that was rough.
In his defense, at the time, interviewing the Dilbert guy seemed like a good idea before all that stuff came out. Like, it, you know,
That information was out there.
he just wanted to talk about the UPN show. That's it. That's all he wanted to do. Like, the poor guy, like, he just, you know, that's a coincidence. We'll get to it. It's fine.
Yeah, Roger, you stay here. You stay here. Yeah, I wouldn't want you to look like you're some sort of offering yet. So stay here. I'd keep an eye out. I got a job for you. Keep an eye out.
So before we move in, and Kriv's like looking at everyone, we move slow. We don't touch anything.
Yeah.
And he's like listing it out. And then as soon as he says we don't touch anything, his head like slowly moves over the Clover.
Clover was already probably touching the wall. Oh gosh. Ooh, look, I've never been in a cave this big before. Almost.
It's-
Wow.
No,
In her defense, it's very tactile. Like, there's a lot of sensations.
it could
like-
be, but it could also kill you.
Hey, you fit your whole hand inside that one finger groove.
Wow.
As you guys walk, like, if eventually you guys are walking in, and it is not just so there's a scene basically that is set when you walk in. That if you had any doubt about what happened here, that is immediately chased away from your mind, because after you step over the remains of those bodies, you're going to see a few other things. There is scrawling on the wall. There's a lot of, it looks like mad, frantic chiseling, and some of that is highlighted with a very faded, like a light pinkish pigmentation. And that is probably blood that has just faded over time. And what's interesting about this is that underneath a lot of the mad, frantic chiseling, there is very organized lettering. So it looks like maybe at one time this was the storytelling walls are a big popular thing where it's like, okay, this wall is going to depict the story of, and then it's just carved over that, like, frantically. Is just like it's written in Common. It's not even scrolled in Draconic, whereas the underneath is Draconic. It is mad, frantic, just laments and warnings, and it's like the wings enveloped us, and like like there's a whole bunch of shit like that. And then further down the line, it's how could they leave? Why would they do this? Like, what? And it's so all over the place that it takes a while to wash in, but there's slightly less insane scrawlings that are, it's like day 43, like that type of thing where it's like, oh. And if you take a closer look at the skeletal remains, some of this is scraped clean. Some of the bones are scraped clean and snapped open, and the marrow is gone and stuff. There's some fucked up stuff that have happened here. So,
By scraped clean, does it look like dragon scraped clean, or like
No.
cannibalism scraped clean?
like someone took a blade and got every bit of meat off of. Yeah.
Just for the theater of the mind, is this full darkness and we have torches? Are there
Yes.
light sources in here?
No lights.
Cool.
Like this, whatever you're. So as you're looking around, it's like everything the light touches is more grim and gruesome, and like it's like, oh Jesus God, like. As one of you is about to say, hey, look at this, there's 4 things over here, then it's like, holy shit. Like, this is the foyer. This is the entrance. Is this the most fucked up shit or the least fucked up shit? Like, it's real. It's not a great first impression. I'll say that.
So as we find more stuff, Kriv is going to look back at the group and say, okay, as soon as one of us leaves, we all leave. If for some reason there's something here and we have to leave, we have to retreat, we all leave.
Look over at Zozo.
Okay.
We can come back after Aruthamar. We can come back with Aruthamar.
That's not wrong. But don't leave too easily. Don't disappoint me.
We'll try. We'll try.
Olmo gives Clover a look that could best be described as, wait, I thought disappointing him was like 90% of what happened, but okay. It's a very expressive look.
I think Clover is kind of just like not really understanding, but getting that like aura of this is bad, and it's just kind of huddled by Olmo, like, I don't like this, and just like no longer desired to touch anything because she's like, I think this is icky.
Okay, so what you should probably distract yourself with, if you're too scared, is counting all like the stuff that they probably just abandoned on the floor as they panicked, because they dropped stuff, and I bet it's like right over here somewhere. And so just take an inventory to distract yourself with of whatever they dropped on the floor as we're moving along.
Okay.
Word of
shoe?
advice. Word of I overheard that. Word of advice.
Yeah.
Look where you're going. You never know in this kind of place.
Oh yeah.
Whatever you kick might trigger a trap. Stuff like that. I have experience in such places.
Whoa.
Just trust me. Let my keen eyes lead the way.
Okay.
Well, that sounds like we got to
Yeah.
slowly follow you.
And Clover, Kriv, as our great leader Kriv said, it's the duty of the strong to protect the weak. Stay back. Be careful. And don't get in my way.
Okay.
Let's say Roger does turn out to be the bad impression that first speaking to him. Do you think him and Zozo would like really hit it off, like really get along? They might have some real like some alpha male opinions that like maybe a little bit.
I'm not exactly sure. Like,
I think
Zozo's
they
the
would
anime
fight over
edgy
some of the
guy,
alpha
but
male
I don't
stuff.
know. Yeah,
That's the problem. You get 2 alphas in a room, and like
Yeah,
you
can't.
I don't. No, he's not an alpha. He's just got that Napoleon complex. It's not an alpha.
that's an alpha. I'm sorry, Xavier. That's what an alpha is.
I guess it is. Yeah.
Someone's
Yeah.
super insecure about
Yeah,
their
you're
place
right.
in
It would
the world.
start off where they have a lot of similarities, and they're like, "Yeah, man, I agree," and then they start branching off, and they're like, "No, man, that's fucked up," and then they just keep going back and forth.
Yeah, probably. They would hate each other, but not like.
I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know if that's.
We'll have to find out.
We'll
Maybe
have
he
to
can
find
just
out.
have me on his podcast, and we'll
You know
talk
what?
about
Yeah, if it's if
Is
it's
this
a
a sideshow?
reasonable,
Is this a-
I don't
is this a
know.
Patreon
Patreon
content
content.
right here,
Yeah. It's all an infernal. It's
Just for an hour, I just want 2 people sitting there like,
Who is this show for? Can I ask? Like, I don't know anymore. I started doing stuff, and like, I don't know. As the combined torchlight is kind of providing just a little bit of security. Just kind of, it's like, okay, we're all next to each other. We can all see at least a bit. And you guys start marching into this place proper. I think that's a good time for us to stop for the night. And what we're going to do
Kelsey
is...
mentioned this.
Look. Oh, I have such sights to show you. I can't wait.
Right. This isn't recorded right now. We go change shirts, we come back, and then we go again, right?
Yeah, well, this was the dress rehearsal, yes. Okay. So all that nonsense about the podcast stuff, that will make it in the final,
no.
Of course not.
All of that's in, but we've stopped recording right now. We're going to go change. We're going to come back. We're going to start.
Yeah,
oh, okay. Who's DMing that?
I mean, that's you, right?
Take a look at the DNR calendar for me, just real quick. I've seen Ryan like 4 times this week, I feel like.
Oh, God.